Hey, how's it going? Wanted to do an early update. I'll probably do a couple of updates today, just because it's Saturday and just came home from a bike ride. So it looks like Christoph is actually sleeping, which is good news. It's 3:45 a.m. local time in Australia, so it's a good time to sleep. Still about 40 Ks. You can see here he's done so far 34:12, and Mike Hall has done 33:65. So 40 some Ks in between them. That being said, Mike Hall. Yesterday I had serious doubts about Mike Hall. It seems like he's been able to get over it. Seems like he's able to get over and motor through. So I have some restored faith in Mike Hall in being able to not just finish but finish pretty strong. Sarah Hammond is still motoring through. She's doing great. So that's as per usual. But behind Sarah, everybody else has just left a huge gap. So yesterday I was talking about Kim maybe closing the gap, but Kim obviously is not going to be doing that anytime soon. He obviously had a long stretch without a sleep. Then he stopped and rested, and other people caught up with him. So it's that whole excuse me, that's the whole game of riding, and it looks like they're catching up, and then the person rests, which they have to do. They have to sleep. They have to rest. They can't ride 24 hours a day. They would die. So yeah, I think that's the finish. I mean, I've said it before. I say it again. Unless there is something catastrophic, either with the person or the bike, this is the way it's going to look like. Mike Hall keeps putting on the pressure for Christoph. So Christoph, yeah, he's got that lead and that buffer that allows him to rest when he needs, and set his alarm clock, like I mentioned, and then he just gets up and keeps on riding. He rides very strong. Something that will really test these guys and gals is let me see here. There are two mountains that they're going to be going over, and one is about 1,600 meters in elevation. So they go from sea level to 1,600, and it's pretty steep. I think it's around here. And the second one is here, and that is about a little bit over 1,500 meters. So they literally go up and then down, all the way down to like 300-400, and then they go up again to 1,500 something. So that is going to test people. You know how they're in the Tour de France, it's the mountain stages that really set the winners apart from everything else. Really, I mean, it's really the best climbers that win. The best sprinters don't win. They win some races, but they don't win the overall. It's the climbers that win. So, if Mike Hall is a really good, strong rider, that's where he's going to make the move. That's where he can recoup time. That's when he can recoup Ks. Ks meaning kilometers. It's going to be very, very tough because Christoph is a very strong rider. But excuse me, pardon me. I have allergies, and every time I go out and ride, afterwards I cough and sneeze and stuff. So I apologize, guys. All right, so I did watch Cycling Maven yesterday, late last night for me. And dude, he looked like he was in pain. Right now he's sleeping. He hasn't moved in about 4 hours. So hopefully after he rests up, he's able to get on the bike and feeling good spirits and continue on. What a grueling race, guys. It's been a week now. They've been on the saddle for a week, and we're not talking like 4 hours or 6 hours on the saddle. We're talking like 12, 14, 16 hours on the saddle every single day for a whole week. Whew. I mean, that is just kind of crazy. So that's the quick update for right now. I'll do one a little bit later when, the riders have woken up and kind of continue going. Right now, it looks like Mike Hall is actually awake and he's riding, so he's trying to close the gap. That, Oh, you know what? Maybe Christoph is up now. Just a moment ago, he wasn't up. Anyways, so whichever, it really doesn't matter. I don't think he's going to catch up in the flats. That's not going to happen. If he's going to catch up, and do something of it, it's going to be in the hills, in the mountains, because Christoph has already shown he's way too quick on the flats, and he's got a lead. So to close that lead is very difficult. That's it, guys. If you like the video, if you want to comment, if you have your own ideas, then post to the comments. I read through the comments and I reply to a lot of those comments. And I hope you guys have a nice weekend.